Everyone, I've taken basic maths, but is it enough, or should I go for maths, which is included in the science stream? Okay, so what I understand is you have opted for maths as your subject, but you haven't opted for physics. So Akshara, I would recommend, if you want
No. Manisha, we have two branches of maths now. Manisha, I would like to correct it here. We have two branches of maths now in class 11. One is maths standard and one is basic maths. So which mathematics would be required for this for pilot? I think that this girl must be requiring to ask this question because I am a teacher of class 11, 12, so I know that we have two branches of mathematics now from last year. One is the core mathematics and second one is the basic maths. As far as my knowledge says, it should be core mathematics because that core mathematics is a combination with physics. Basic maths is basically has been introduced for the people who just have to enter their entrance examination after class 12, like BBA and all these. There, the basic maths is only required. So that mathematics with the science people they are doing, that is hardcore mathematics, which has some aspects of physics as well. Right. Whereas in basic maths, we just have that reasoning based mathematics.
So, got it, ma'am. Got it. So, anyone out here knows the answer to it? Because I don't know. I'm completely unaware about which mathematics is required. I can probably inquire and get back to you by tomorrow, or otherwise, if somebody knows, we can get it.
Yeah, I know. Excuse me. Okay, I know. Sir, there is no such requirement of basic and standard level mathematics. You can have any mathematics. It's a requirement that you need maths as a subject. That's it.
Any mathematics.
Right? I have a question to ask you.
All right. I hope Anisha, that answers your question.
I am Davina. Yes, can you hear me? Right.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
The requirement for the CPL program, it says maths, which is compulsory. I just want to understand whether it is class 10th maths or 12th maths, which we need to prepare for the entrance exams, I mean to say.
Class 12th maths, ma'am.
Class 12th.
Class 12th.
Yeah. Because class 12th is basically all with alphabets.
In class 12th, you need to have maths and physics.
Okay. No, but you said physics is not necessary.
I'm sorry, come again?
Commerce, you said physics may not be necessary if you're a commerce student. So I mean to prepare yourself, the maths, what we require is class 12th maths, because that is basically with alphabets. If you have seen a lot like algebra kind. But in 10th maths, it's all about digits. So I just wanted to be very clear. Is it the 12th maths, which is the alphabets, that you need to prepare for the entrance exams for the pilot program?
According to the DGCA, it's basically 12th maths, PCM actually.
Well, what we are discussing right now is what is the preliminary requirement to attain your CPL. So DGCA specifies you need to have maths and physics in your 12th class. That's it. So if you have maths and physics, that's all they need.
Right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am. So Kalidas has another question. I'm currently a diploma holder planning to do flying outside, but not fixed. So if I'm a CPL holder outside India, can I join any airline in India? Well, definitely. If you have a CPL from outside, you can join an airline, provided you convert your license. You have to convert your license into an Indian CPL license, and thereafter you can do it. Earlier, CPL holders without Indian license were also entertained on FATA, but today the chances of getting a job is like 1 out of a million. I mean, I would not even say that, like not even 1 out of a million. You won't get a job basically if you don't have an Indian license. What's the procedure to become an airline pilot in US? In US, it's a simple procedure, just like anywhere else. It's the same procedure worldwide. Go do your medicals. That's the preliminary thing. Once you know that you're done with your medicals, you are eligible. Thereafter, you go for your student pilot. Then the next few stages of private pilot instrument, and then you complete your commercial. And thereafter, if the markets, depending on the market scenario, you go for your type rating, and thereafter you can apply for an airline. Is it necessary to clear class 1 DGCA medical before going to flying in US? No, you don't have to clear your DGCA medical, nor are you required to clear your class 2 medical also. To pursue your flying in US, you need to clear US medicals, which is class 3 and class 1. and after getting CPL from US and during my conversion period. No, during your conversion period, when you ask DGCA that, okay, I have US license, now I want to convert it, DGCA will ask you your Indian medical. They will ask you for your Indian exams. So that's when you would be required to show your Indian documents, and hence you will have to do your Indian medicals as well. Karthik Raj, I'm currently in class 12, just past 11th, want to ask about class 2 medical, like when should I do and from where can I? Okay, there's a list of documents you can, under the medical tab on the dgca.nic.in, under the medical tab, you can see the list of class 2 doctors. In India, there must be about 100 or 200 doctors. Whosoever is the nearest to you, just take an appointment. The phone numbers are right there. Call them up and seek an appointment and get done from anybody. Or if you want the list, again, you can ping me on Insta and I will send you the list over there.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much,
Can
sir.
we convert Philippines CPL to Indian CPL? Yes, you can convert any license. Just a minute. Can we convert Philippines CPL to Indian CPL? You can convert any CPL into an Indian CPL, even if it's Chinese, doesn't matter. Exams stay same. Is 2022 good for starting CPL training? I think yes, it is a very good time. Next year will be, in fact, a better time to start your CPL training, because this is just like a curve which comes in aviation. If you monitor the last 15 years of aviation, or probably since 1994, so let's say 26 years of aviation, you will follow the trend has been like there will be an up, there will be a down. So it becomes like a curve. So I think this is the curve, which is the best time. This is the downside of the curve. So I would say this is the best time to pursue your CPL, because least number of pilots will go for the CPL. And once the jobs come, you will find almost everybody who has done the CPL during the downside will be exactly ready with their CPL and type rating when the jobs are in the market. So the chances of them getting a job will be very, very, fair. Will be any exams I have to do change the abroad CPL to Indian? Exams, yes, you have to do your conversion exams. There will be 3 exams which you have to give over here: regulations, metrology, and navigation. You have to clear these 3 exams. Yes, you test. Deepika, I have recently completed my flying training, waiting for my CPL. Need your suggestions on what should be my further action. Should I give frozen ATPL exam? Go for type rating? I would say hold on to the type rating. Save your money for now. Type rating doesn't take too long. So don't invest your money right now. Just keep your eyes open. Look into the market scenario. The moment you see something is going to pop up and you see the loads picking up, keep asking, keep talking to pilots, keep attending webinars like this, and you will get to know how many hours of flying is happening. Right now, if you see, average flying hours is 50 hours. So till the time this flying doesn't reach 80 hours a month for every pilot, that's when you should be going for your type rating, because after 80 hours, a company will not stretch the pilot beyond 80. So that's when they would start requiring pilots, more pilots. So that's when you should go for your type rating, and you should be ready after that. Some Indian flying school, please. See, suggesting a flying school. Yeah, somebody wants to talk. Yes,
I just wanted to ask about the frozen ATPL exam as well, because it's valid for 5 years and we need 1500 hours, out of which it's like 50% of the co-pilot thing. So should I give it right now?
Hey, somebody's cooking palak paneer. Yeah, we will have it later. Please mute your mic.
Sorry,
mute your mic,
sir.
Please. No, that's okay. Okay, yeah, Amiksha, you want to know whether should I give frozen ATPL exams? Yes, why not? You should give all your ATPL exams. Try clear your ATPL exams. And as far as the type rating question is concerned, I've already answered that. Hold on to your type rating till you see some openings coming up. ATPL exams, yes, you must go for it. Yeah, all of them. All of them, because you are current with the knowledge. So yes, the chances of you clearing the ATPL exams are very, very fair right now. So
also
go for all of them.
According to you, like and the current scenario, how much time would it require to complete 1500 hours? Approximately how many years does it take? Like 1500 hours according
you join
to
a company.
Sorry?
Yeah, if everything goes smooth after you join an airline, it will take you about 6 to 7 months, let's say, to become a release first officer. and thereafter, after you are a released first officer, it will take you about 2 years time, and you will have your 1500 hours. So 5 years criteria, don't worry about it. You within your 5 year span, you will have your ATPL in hand. Remember my words. I think we have a network issue right now. Just a minute, huh? Just a minute. Let me check my connection. Just use your this network. Hello. Sorry, I think I had an unstable network.
So your video
Hello?
is stuck. Your voice is audible, but your video is stuck at one place. Manish sir.
He's not there, I guess.
Yeah, he left, I guess.
He's checking his internet connection.
Yeah,
he'll join back. Sushant, bro, please continue.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, I think I had a bad connection over here. I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, audible.
Okay, perfect. So Nikhil wants to ask, is Orient Flying Academy good flying school? What's your opinion? I will not recommend any flying school for that matter. That go for this one is good. This one, I think the students who are flying there right now are the best people who can judge a flying school. The only piece of advice I have for all of you is, whenever you choose a flying school, don't go through anyone. Don't go through anyone. Directly email the flying school, directly call the owners. You are giving them a huge business. That's about a 35 lakh rupees of business. They will pick up your calls. They will entertain you to get your business. So don't involve any mediators. Directly ring up the schools, directly email them and ask them that I'm coming directly to you. I need some discounts, and definitely they will negotiate. And do this after you are sure that you want to go to this particular flying school. Yeah. Names of some good flying schools. Humaira, you could personally ping me. I can suggest you some. But again, a piece of advice, students who are already flying in a flying school are the best judge to it. Ask them how many aircrafts are flying and what is the student to instructor ratio, what is the student to aircraft ratio, and the weather. So it depends on various factors. So assess it and thereafter choose it.
Captain, I had a question. Actually.
Yes, please. What's your name?
It's Vansh, actually. Vansh Singh. Can I go ahead with my question, Captain?
Yeah. Your voice is cutting out a little, but yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to know what exactly is basically the average time to complete the flying training.
In India, close to about anywhere between 2 to 3 years, and abroad it will be about, right now it should be around 9 months.
Thank you so much, Captain.
No problems. Srishti Khurana, night flying, first ever night flying. Please share your solo flight experience. It was wonderful. Yeah, I did my solo in CA. It's now called CAE. And after our solo, we used to come back to our community and we were thrown into the pool. So I still remember after that, there used to be a long party and stuff. I still remember those days, and no pilot can ever forget that. I mean, the solo is like the lifetime experience you would have. So yes, I do. Thanks for asking me this question. Okay, same as class 1 medical. Class 2 medical is not same as class 1 medical. There are two different type of medical. Class 1 medical is done only at 4 places in India, or 5 places, and it's done by Air Force. Class 2 medical is done by specific doctors who are authorized by DGCA at their home or probably at their lab. And there would be about 200 class 2 doctors. But as far as the class 1 medical is concerned, it's done only at 4 or 5 places in India. And for this, again, you can ping me, or you can go to the dgca.nic.in, go under the medical section, and you will find the list of class 2 doctors. So it's different. My share your flying experience while completing your CPL flying training and hours experiences. Okay, I did like 280 hours. I was a cadet, so we had to complete that much of flying. And that was the tie-up of the company with this flying school. And that's what I did. Names of some, okay. How to get loan for CPL? Dibyajit Purohit, you've asked this question, how to get loan for CPL? Well, it's difficult. I think sometimes you have to show a collateral property or something. If your property has a worth of, let's say, 1 CR, you could probably show it as a collateral, and the banks do give you a loan for a CPL, but it has to be a collateral. I think there's one bank, I'm not sure it's PNB or SBI. One of the bank gives you a loan without collateral as well, but there's a limitation to it. And you should speak to a bank manager personally about the loan process. Yeah. Anybody else? Any question? Maybe I'm not able to hear anyone.
Actually,
maybe I was not able to. Were you able to hear me?
Yeah, Captain. Ready 5?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
audible.
Okay. All right. Anybody else has any question?
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, Ivashka Tyagi, you're audible. Tell me.
Yeah. Hi, good evening, Captain Manish. So I had a small question. So I'm currently pursuing my commercial, and I wanted to know, so I've heard that when you apply with SpiceJet as a pilot, they take some extra money. So like if let's say you're a CPL holder, they'll charge you a little extra for your type rating, and then they'll hire you. Is there something like that? Do they have a program in which you pay them a little more, like I think 35 lakhs or something, which includes your airline rating and like your type rating and stuff?
So you're pursuing your CPL, or you're done with your CPL?
No, I'm pursuing my CPL right now. I'm on instrument stage.
Okay. So your question is, for your type rating, if you go through the company, you pay something extra, and then they give you a letter of intent that they will absorb you after you do the type rating, and the type rating cost is little more than the market, right? Yeah, I've heard of it, and that's true. But right now the scenario has completely changed. Okay, so let's see what happens after the recruitment starts happening again. So that scenario, nobody knows. It will purely depend on demand and supply. This industry completely runs on demand and supply. And initially, don't expect the same deal what it used to be in 2019. So just wait after the recruitment happens. What airlines will come up with. Don't expect what used to happen will happen after 2000. After this recruitment happens.
Got it. And when do you think they're going to start inducting new people? Like when do you think they're going to be vacancies for us fresh CPL holders just with like 250 hours?
Yeah, the CPL vacancy, see, basically the airline has to start flying more number of hours. They have to utilize their existing pilots potentially. And once they see that, okay, which I already mentioned, that 80 hours is somewhere which is like the threshold. After they see every pilot is flying on an average 80 hours, that's when they start looking at the numbers that, yes, now we need more pilots. Otherwise, with the same scenario, we will be, at some stage, we will be running short of pilots. So that's when they start assessing. And this assessment happens, I mean, the management pilots do it, obviously. So to have those 80 hours per average, we need to have our international flights going, because that takes a lot of hours. Like for instance, if I'm doing like Delhi, Hyderabad, Delhi, Hyderabad, Delhi flight, I can do 4 flights in a day legally. And next day also, I'm again legal for the flight. But let's say I do one sector flight, which is like Delhi, Saudi Arabia. Next day I'm not legal, so I have to stay there for a day. So basically, the consumption of pilot on an international sector, you need more pilots basically to do the same number of hours. So once the international market opens up and all the countries open up, which will happen eventually, as far as my understanding is concerned, after the vaccination stage reaches about 70%. So after 70% people in the world are vaccinated, that's when the international market will open up, and eventually this will boom the aviation market, and that's when the international flights will start, and that's when this ATR's threshold is. I mean, this is all hypothetical, okay, and this is my perception completely. So let's assume a year from now.
All right, got it. All right, thank you so much, Captain.
Yeah, I'm just trying to relate the corners, like vaccination to the number of hours, and then eventually the pilot recruitment. If you're an Indian, Rajiv, you've asked a question: can I become an airline pilot in India? If I'm not an Indian national, you can do your CPL, but you have to have an Indian nationality to apply in India. I mean, that's something that is needed. It's written in if you go to the DGC website, that's one of the criteria for having your CPL. You need to have the Indian nationality. Hanji. Anybody else? Any question?
Captain.
Yeah.
Hi, Captain. It's Dibajit. Sir, should we go for type rating after our CPL, or we should wait for the company?
Yes, you should. I think I've already answered this question. Dibajit, you should look into the scenario after you're done with your CPL. Don't rush for your rating. Let's say you go for, after your CPL is done, you immediately go for your type rating. Okay, and there are ample pilots who are rated on that particular aircraft, and there might be a vacancy which might come on the propeller aircraft. You would rather prefer having a job on a propeller aircraft than sitting idle and waiting for a jet aircraft vacancy to come in, right? So I would say analyze the situation after you've done your CPL and looking into the market scenario. If you ask me at this point of time, if I'm assuming if you are a CPL holder, I will not recommend you going for your type rating, because this is not the time when recruitments are going to happen. So let's wait for at least 6 months and reanalyze the market, keep attending such webinars, keep talking to pilots, and keep assessing the situation. Once you see this vacancy might pop up, and that's when you should take this call of going for the type rating. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Who's it?
Are you listening me? Sir, I'm
yes,
Abhinav, sir. Sir, actually, sir, one of my friend has told that some of his friends have done his type rating on ATR, sir, and suddenly they got job on Alliance Air, but some of the friends were waiting for the company to start vacancy and they wouldn't be able to get the job. So is that true that we have to already get type rated, and when the job will open, we'll suddenly get letter of intent? Is this scenario true?
Some of your friends have done type rating on ATR. They got the job letter.
On Alliance Air, yes, sir. Alliance Air, sir. The guys who have already done type rated, they get the job, and many of the friends were waiting that when the job opportunity will start, then they will do the type rating, but they missed the chance, sir. So he also.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, I'm not saying you should do your type rating once the vacancy comes out. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm saying assess the situation. Like if you ask me to do the type rating, should you go for the type rating today? I would say no. But after 6 months, even if there's no vacancy and you see the market is slowly improving, the passenger load is increasing, and pilots are flying more number of hours, the average number of hours which pilot fly. So let's say today, if I'm just giving a hypothetical example. So let's assume I'm flying 45 hours today every month. Okay. And after 6 months, I'm flying 75 hours every month. So if I'm flying 75 hours after every month, that means eventually the vacancies are going to come up very soon, because there's a limitation of the FDTL beyond which we cannot go. So eventually the pilots would need, if the flights increase, definitely they need more pilots. But what is the direct correlation of jobs and this? I think the average number of hours which a pilot is flying is the direct indicator.
Yes, sir. Got
So
it.
don't wait for the vacancy. I'm not asking you to wait for the vacancy. Do it before the vacancy comes, but it will not happen all of a sudden. Like tomorrow, Indigo will not pop up with the vacancy of 100 pilots for sure, because the pilots are right now not being utilized to the optimum potential. So let them come approach that optimum potential of 80 hours. So start your type rating when they start approaching 70 hours or 75 hours, and that's when you should go for it. The vacancy won't come before that for sure.
Captain.
Thank you, Captain.
Hello. Yes, I'm Priyanshu.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
yes,
hello.
Priyanshu.
Yeah, yes, sir. Actually, I have someone in my contact who was working with Air Asia. So he was like, when the lockdown began, he was still signed with the same company for 3 to 4 months. But then he was fired for next 5 years. So I was concerned, like, if this condition happens, then those pilots who were fired right now, the company will hire them after 5 years, right? So will still there be vacancies for fresh CPL holders?
Okay. In the process of selection, the CPL holders come under the bottommost list as far as if compared to somebody who's an experienced. Let's say somebody is experienced on ATR. Then there's somebody who's an experienced on a jet aircraft, and the vacancy is for a jet aircraft. Obviously, the experienced guy will be preferred on the jet aircraft. But let's say there are no more pilots in the industry who are jet rated. So what companies will look forward to is a person who is at least rated on propeller and have some experience. So the last preference is given to the CPL holder. Might sound, very, I mean, what should I say? Not a good thing to hear, but that's the fact. Okay, preference will be given to people who are experienced. Okay, any day. So once everything is absorbed from the market, that's when the CPL holders are absorbed. So it's a demand and supply situation.
Okay, fine, sir. Thank you.
In an interview, do they see from where we have done our flying? Yeah, they do see. I mean, management pilots already know if you're doing your flying from India, what kind of standards do they have? If you're flying from US, what kind of standards you have followed? But it isn't given that much of a weightage, so don't worry too much about it.
Captain.
Srinivas, you want to hear my rap? Okay, then check out on Instagram. I can't do my rap here. Hello? Can pilots have tattoos? Some airlines don't encourage it. Even if you have a tattoo, I think Qatar doesn't hire you. So that's it. But yeah, many airlines in India don't bother really. I mean, you can have a tattoo, no problems.
Sir, is there any height requirement for Qatar and Etihad like Airways?
Yeah, you will have to check out the personal websites. I think Qatar has it. Okay. It depends on airline to airline. For Etihad, you will have to go to the personal website, and same for Qatar. You will have to visit their website. You will see the height requirements there. And Humaira wants to ask, do people with eye glasses become less eligible? Not at all. If you have correctable 6x6, that's all you need. So you're not less preferred. Is it really tough getting a job for a conventional CPL holder? Looking into the present scenario, yes, it is tough. I would strongly recommend a type rating before you. I mean, if you're considering this profession, then after your CPL, keep some finances ready for your type rating. Yes, a type rated guy is obviously preferred over a CPL holder. As I just mentioned, it's the least in the preference if you're just a CPL. Okay, anybody else? Any other question?
Yes, sir. I'm Priyanshu again. Sir, I think
yeah.
Actually, I have every information to enter. I mean, required to enter CPL, but I guess few queries are better to be cleared.
Yeah. No problems. Continue. No problems. Ask me.
Yeah. So I guess Jet Airways is going to be back. So in next 2 years, job opportunities will be there for fresh CPL holders, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. There might be. I mean, firstly, they would obviously give preference to people who were laid off by Jet Airways. So
yeah,
there are a lot of them.
Most.
So it depends. They're not coming back with the same size now. So what Jet Airways used to be is not how
Okay.
they're reopening. So it's not that there will be a sudden boom in the aviation once the Jet Airways come in. They're not coming with the same number of aircrafts. So definitely reabsorbing their old pilots and stuff like
But
that.
you mean not same aircraft means the more number of aircrafts or less number of aircraft?
No, very less number.
Okay. So
Very
it's
less
not
number.
gonna
At
start
least
off as they were.
15% of what they were. Yeah.
15%, just 15%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 15% of what they were. So yeah.
So even if you predict, so
But
they'll
that's going to be
obviously.
a positive sign. But that's a positive sign. Some new airline comes up. Definitely, it's a good sign for the entire aviation industry, for all of us.
Yeah. And also Indigo has ordered some new fleet also. So there are chances.
New fleet as in?
Vacancies to come up. Yeah, they have ordered something 75 A320s, no, which are predicted to be arrived till 2027. So till then the
They
flight
have a
will
lot
keep
of orders.
increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even that's the case.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's a hope.
and basically at last the question is this the better time to start off with
It is. It is. It's a risk. You are basically trying to analyze the risk. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can never be 100% sure. If you see, a lot of questions have already been asked regarding me also, like how I went for the flying, what was the job scenario then, and how I did that. And similarly, when I was going for the flying, it was year 2007 when everybody who had CPL was being invited by the company. Join us, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you bonus for joining us, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
When I came back, there was a recession. People who were first officers were thrown out of the company. Can you imagine that? Only after a span of like 1.5 years, because Kingfisher went down, there was a worldwide recession. So after everything in year 2009, this thing happened. So nobody was predicting that also. So that was the downside of the curve, which I was talking about. And again, this is again the downside. So people who did their CPL in 2009, which was during the recession, everybody got absorbed in 2011, and nobody assumed it. Nobody even thought of getting a job so early. People who were doing the CPL in 2009, that during the recession they are completing their commercial, and in a year down the line they will be flying for an airline. And there was a sudden spike and boom, and year 2014 showed a downward trend. But if you see 2017, 18, and 19, they were like the fabulous years of aviation. Pilots really, like almost everybody who had CPL was absorbed in these 3 years, 17, 18, and 19. So again, the downside trend has started after 2019 end due Corona. So 20 and 21 will be the downward side. But who knows, today you are doing your CPL and 1 year down the line, Priyanshu might be conducting a webinar telling people, people asking Priyanshu, should we go for our CPL, sir? And Priyanshu is suggesting people, mujhe bhi ek ne bataya tha, this is like the downward trend, abhi kar lo.
No, but it's like it's better to clear because we are investing a lot of amount.
Yeah, it's a risk. You are, imagine my total net worth when I did my CPL was 6.5 lakh rupees, including my property.
Oh.
And I can swear on God for that when I didn't have money to sponsor my CPL, my uncle had to take a loan on his property to help me pursue my, CPL. He knew that I was a cadet, so I will get a job. So a lot of my uncles together helped me financially to get me this job.
No,
so
actually,
to get me go through this.
In my case, we too have we are in fact not ready to fund my CPL, but still there are some relatives who are helping. So I guess should I go with CPL by conventional way or cadet program?
See, I would always recommend cadet since you have a job surety. Since you have a job surety and you don't have if you don't have a job surety, I would say like if you ask me, I would always say go for a cadet. Don't risk your 50 lakhs because it might be really tough later. So it's better you make up your mind for that 95 lakhs right now. Just so it's a risk basically. You're adding on to the risk. It's already a risk with the cadet program, investing
plus
1 CR because plus you're adding it. So I would recommend going for CPL.
Yeah, okay. And I thought if the situation doesn't recover, I will go with BBA in aviation management. So would it be better to go with it? How would it be? Or should I go for some another degree course? even if I have to?
You can go for something you're more inclined towards. If you're inclined towards aviation, you should go for BBA in aviation. Why not?
Okay, because right now the
Depends on
condition
your
is
inclination.
my parents are ready to invest in CPL right after my 12th.
Then go for it. Then go for it. If you're not taking loan for it, then yeah,
No,
go for it. If it's
we
your
aren't
passion,
taking loan
nothing.
for it.
Yeah, go for it. Then there's no problem.
Fine.
It's just one life, yeah. It's just one life. You should.
Yeah.
Money you can always recover. You know, this passion of yours, this age of yours won't come back. You will never be 18 again. Okay.
Yeah.
So think.
And so
Like, if you
also I
ask
would.
a personal suggestion, go for it. And Priyanshu, let others also talk. And
Yeah,
meanwhile,
sorry,
since you are the
yeah.
host, admit more people, because a lot of people who are waiting to get admitted and they're sending this messages.
Sir, according to me, everyone's in. There is no one in waiting list.
Everyone's in?
Yeah.
Acha, okay. I just read
Sir,
this message. No?
Excuse me, sir. Please explain us, sir, ELP and IELTS, sir. What does it contribute in our, sir, job security?
IELTS.
IELTS and ELP,
Hello.
sir. Both are. Yeah, sir. Yes. Abhinav here.
Yeah, hi Abhinav.
Sir, ELP and IELTS, sir. I don't know, sir. How does it contribute anything related to aviation, sir?
Okay, English. It's the worldwide. English is the only language that we use in aviation worldwide. Even if you're flying over China, you still have to use English as your language. So basically, there's a test which you have to undergo. That's ELP, and for which your rating minimum to be eligible to fly as a commercial pilot has to be 5. So for this, there's a test which is conducted by the management pilot. They usually do a formal interview sort of a thing just to assess your English spoken skills. So that's what it is. And as far as the IELTS is concerned, that's when you apply. Again, an English proficiency test, but that's for a separate reason, nothing to do with your commercial pilot license. But that's when you want to apply abroad. That's when you have to appear for your IELTS. But I haven't appeared because for your commercial pilot, I don't know whether you have to apply for IELTS. Like I didn't go for IELTS.
But you do have gone through ELP test, sir.
ELP test is done by the company. So that's done by the management pilots. So yeah, every pilot has to undergo a ELP test. It has to be on the license and has to be endorsed.
Okay, thank you, Captain.
Anybody else? Any question?
Captain, what is the current status of MPL program?
MPL program. Can you throw some more light here? MPL is?
Multi-crew pilot license.
Oh, the new program that DGC was supposed to come up with. You mean to say that wherein your training could be done on the simulator and stuff? Yeah, to be honest,
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes, Captain.
I'm not well updated with it. I think any of the student can answer this question. I'm not the best one.
Yeah, I know some details about that. Here in Alpha, they are providing multi-group pilot license for Air Arabia cadet program, and it's almost like 2 crores 40 lakhs, something like Indian rupees. It's very much costly, and it's coming 150 hours only. Like it's not 200 hours. It's 150 hours of training, and rest is in simulator.
Okay, thank you, Ashwit.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, I think other than these 5-7 people, anybody else has any question?
Hello, sir.
Vishwanath, yes, go ahead.
I am Vishwanath. Sir, can you share your cadet pilot program experience and when did you join your job after completing the program?
Okay, I started my flying 2007 and 2009 I completed. Waited for a year and a half. In 2010 July I joined.
So what is the
my airline.
reason that you waited 1.5 years?
There was recession, yeah. 2009 there was a recession. Kingfisher had shut down. Almost all the airlines, when I came back, all the airlines were checking out their first offices, and all of a sudden after 2010 there was a sudden spike in aviation and there were a lot of jobs coming in. So everybody was reabsorbed and there were no more pilots needed. So I was reabsorbed in 2010.
Okay, sir. So if it was a normal situation, you would have a job right away.
Yeah, definitely. If the Kingfisher wouldn't have shut down, definitely I would have had a job right away.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What was the most difficult decision you made as an aspiring pilot to do my flying? Because I never wanted to be a pilot. I never thought of it. I mean, it just happened. For more stories, tune to my YouTube channel and I will share all those stories there. Currently going through my CPL flying training, how would you suggest to utilize my time so that it can be useful while I appear for an airline interview? Okay, Psycho Alpha, hope I'm pronouncing it right. How would you utilize your time? I would suggest you should start teaching students. Like there are a lot of students here who want to do their CPL. So get in touch with them and start teaching them. And yeah, that's the best way, because that's way you refresh your knowledge, and plus you are distributing your knowledge. You're giving your knowledge to somebody. I mean, beyond that, you can make some little bit of money, but don't charge like other people are charging for ground classes. I really don't like when people ask for 2 lakh rupees for a simple ground class. I mean, to a person like me, it doesn't make sense. Okay, Humera, I have DM you because you said you'll answer me personally. Can't check it. Okay, I'll just wait for the webinar to get over for me to answer your questions. And I'll also have dinner, so wait for about 2 to 3 hours before you receive your answers.
Excuse me, sir, I have this doubt regarding the cadet pilot. So the letter of intent which they give, like, does it mention like, is it 100% job would be given, or they just give you a chance to attend the interview, wherein if you don't clear your interview, you don't get selected? Because I've heard that sometimes some people have not got selected in cadet as well.
Okay. Well, as far as my experience is concerned, and the history of cadet pilots are concerned, I'll say not 100%, but 99.99% people have been absorbed. Which airline specifically are you talking about?
I guess it was Indigo itself, sir. I'm not sure.
DM me. I can't say everything on a public forum. Okay. DM me, I'll talk to you personally. Okay. When I say cadet pilot gives you more job surety, then I mean it. I'll explain you over the phone. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, Captain.
Hello, ma'am.
Captain, you previously mentioned that you're a cadet. So can I know where did you do your cadet training from, and which flying school?
Ma'am, sorry. My bell was ringing in my house. Can you please repeat your question?
Yeah. So I was saying you just previously mentioned that you did your cadet training, right? So where did you do your cadet
Yes.
training from, and which school, which flying school?
Okay. I did it from CAE. And the airline, you want to know my airline? Sorry, I cannot mention it right now.
No, that's
most
fine.
of the people know. Yeah, most of the people know. Like, so yeah. But
Okay,
on a
okay.
public forum, I can't say it. Yes.
No
So you
problem.
mean
Thank you.
CAE means you mean CAE Gondia, right? In India only.
CAE? No. I did it in US. Yeah, I did it in US, in Arizona. CAE.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's
Because
now
CAE
called
there is one
CAE.
center
It used to be Sabina Airline Training Center. We used to call it SATC, Sierra Alpha Tango Charlie. So now it is called
Okay, okay.
CAE. It was overtaken by CAE basically. Like,
Yeah, because
during when I
CAE has
completed
one
CAE.
center near Nagpur also, in Nagpur,
Yeah,
Maharashtra.
CAE has a lot of
There's one
centers.
center in Nagpur.
Yeah. We have flown their instructors. They were thinking about starting these setups in India those days. So they came to us and
Yeah.
they were checking DA20 and DA40s. Those days it wasn't registered in India. So we used to give them a joyride. I was doing my multi those days. Hanji.
Okay. So actually, I had a genuine
Sure,
query.
sure,
Like,
wrap your
I guess I'm not taking others' time.
In fact, you are, but go ahead.
Yeah. So because everything can't be asked on DM, so it's better to talk. So.
Nini, I'll give you my number. Yeah, don't worry. I'll give you my number. You can speak to me personally. There's no problem.
Okay, fine. So I'll ask you there because I think I'm taking too much of time.
That's okay. I want everybody to participate. It has to be more interactive and more useful for everyone. So yes. Anybody else? Any other question?
So this cadet program, what I heard was like they're trying to, throw out students maximum, like if you don't clear exams and all, because they're just making money out of it. Is it true?
I cannot say anything against any company. There are so many restrictions. So
No,
this
not,
is
not
whose question
specifying
is
any
it?
company.
Ashwit, right?
Yeah.
Ashwit, see, there are a lot of rumors also. When I used to be a CPL holder, when I was basically waiting for my job, a lot of people used to say that, there are 10,000 people who are waiting for the job. Later, I realized my license number is in 6,000. Like, how can there be 10,000 people waiting for the job? So basically, don't believe the rumors. Go by your common sense also. Like, how can there be 10,000 people ever waiting for a job? So this is one example.
Why?
So this is one example. So this could be another rumor as well, what you're talking about. But since I'm not a company representative who can say that yes, this information is true or false, so I will not comment on it yet.
Yeah, why I said was like because I have friends who had done their cadet pilot program in Air Arabia, Alpha, and some of them, many of them was kicked out for very simple reasons, and what they did was first here how is like first you
people cook up the stories. Don't trust them. Companies have their image at stake. Why would a company hire somebody and kick out somebody for simple reasons? Why would a company do that? Why do you think so? Companies are not that bad. Yeah, they want to hire people. They want pilots.
Yeah,
and who else can they hire except a CPL holder for flying their airplanes? They want you more
like,
than you need them.
So, here it's CAD program, like they're getting more and more students, so they're just trying to throw out students and get the new students so that they can make more money. Like this thing is happening over here.
In Air Arabia?
Yeah, cadet program.
I doubt any company would put their image at stake for this money which they earn out of cadets, because their business is not this. They're not flying schools. These are airlines, and there are laws in place. And I doubt it. I'm not from Air Arabia. I don't know. But I highly doubt this information. If somebody personally, then definitely share me his number. Let's speak on a conference call. I'll ask him a few questions, and things will get more clarified. Anyways, let's pursue more questions. How many CPL holders are unemployed in India as of now? No data. I have no data right now. I don't have the short data. Do you prefer Canada for flying? Because in Canada, we have access to work for part-time and earn money. Yes, if you are bound by finances. I was bound by finances, but my visa did not permit me to do extra work. But if you're bound by the finances, then yes, definitely you should opt for a visa which permits you to earn money while you fly. And you must pursue it. Yeah, you can go to Canada if it lets you earn while you fly. Anybody else?
Hello, sir.
Hi, Mehuli.
So my question is that one of my friend's father is in MPHC Flying Club, and they are telling me to join in India. So what do you think, to do CPL in India or in abroad?
Well, I always recommend abroad over India. Though I support India for all the reasons. I want the Indian money to stay in India. Financially, I would want everybody to fly in India. But it'll be injustice if I say it. It'll be injustice to you if I recommend you to fly in India. Reason being, your flying will take 2.5 years. And the kind of standards US or Canada would follow are really good. Since I have flown there, I know what kind of standards do they follow, and you're really, really confident after you attain your CPL from US or Canada. I mean, you would find that difference if you compare any random CPL holder of US and a random CPL holder from Philippines, for that matter. Compare the two, and you will find that it's worth to do your flying in US. So I would recommend go for flying abroad, but not Philippines.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, Preetham here. I have a doubt.
Yes, Preetham.
As you told, like in order to get our RTR, if you fly abroad, you told you can convert our RTR up to 20 years. So what will be the, procedure to after 20 years? Like
20 years you have to give your RTR exam. You will definitely clear. It happens, I think, every some months. every 2 months the RTR exam happens. So in 20 years, you have like how many chances? Yeah, you will definitely clear it. Even if you tell the RTR officer that, okay, I have attempted 5 times, he'll automatically clear you. So don't worry about after 20 years. It's way longer time. By that time, the policies also might change.
Okay, thank you.
So how to fly for a private charter? Like, do we have to need an experience before with an airliner or something?
No, you don't need an experience. They prefer CPL holders. I mean, they take CPL holders also.
Okay.
Lot of friends are flying. Like a lot of my friends have joined charters after doing their CPL. So
Sir, doing a multi-rating on DA40 or C90, sir, which will be helpful, sir, in the future?
DA40 is a single engine propeller airplane, na? So
No, multi, sir. I am asking about multi, sir.
DA42 is a multi.
Yeah, DA42 or C90, sir. Which one would be, sir, better, sir?
Anything which is Indian registered, you don't have
get a job there on chartered flying. But DA42
yeah, that opens up one prospect. But I mean, if you look the other way, you can even become an instructor on DA42 also. I mean, likewise. So that's like 1% of the job scenario what you're looking at. 99% you're not looking towards these jobs, right? Not even 99%. I would say 99 more than 99.9% jobs are from aviation sector. Like I mean to say the passenger aircraft you should be looking at. Not flying these airplanes. So it's completely your choice. If you think that you want to do it, then definitely you can go for this. Looking at this perspective, you can go for 90 also.
And sir, you were telling that for chartered, sir, we have to wait also. Suppose I have done my CPLs and we are waiting, and the market opportunities are not.
Demand and supply. It's demand and supply. Right now, if I give you an opportunity to fly for a charter or wait for 3 years to join any random air. Yeah, go ahead.
Do they also ask for like 1,000 hours and 1,500 hours, or just for CPL 250 hours?
Depends on again demand and supply. Yeah. Demand and supply. Yeah. A lot of my friends have got jobs with and they were CPL holders, and today none of the charter airline will take a CPL holder. I'm being very, very blunt right now, because right now, if they come up with a vacancy of 3,000 hours as well, they will get at least 200 pilots. So why will they hire a CPL holder? Think yourself as an owner. Whom would you prefer keeping as a pilot? Whom would you prefer keeping as a pilot? A 3,000 hours experienced pilot, or you want somebody, a CPL holder, to fly your airplane?
No, definitely with more hours.
So, yeah, no definitely. That's so obvious. But think of a situation where the scenario changes and there are a lot of vacancies which come up. And this charter airplane guy whom they have hired today, after 3 years, the aviation opens up and he gets hired somewhere else at a much higher salary. Then he can't afford to pay so much what a passenger airline will be in a condition to pay. So he will leave, and definitely the vacancy which will eventually come up will be at a lesser salary in that charter company. And thereafter, he'll be looking for a CPL holder, because CPL holders will work for a lesser salary. It's demand and supply, just like a normal scenario. Okay, any other question? ATPL interviews to be given after clearing ATPL online exam, or we have 1,500 hours. I think you can, after clearing your exams, you can appear for your oral interview, and you have to have 1,500 hours to attain the license. So basically, at the time of submitting your license, you need to have those 1,500 hours with 50% of those assisted hours you should have completed. I hope I've answered. Anybody else? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sanjana here. So I have a query. So do you suggest doing typewriting before joining in an airline or after getting a job in an airline?
Before getting a job in an airline.
as a fresh CPL holder?
Yeah, as a fresh CPL holder, go for your type rating and thereafter apply. And the timing has to be right, and that would really matter. The timing of doing your type rating would really, really matter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering me.
Sir, type rating cost for 737, 320 or sir ATR, sir, approximately how much, sir?
Somewhere around 14 to 15.
For all the three?
14 lakhs to 15 lakhs. Somewhere around, yes.
So, Shashank would like to discuss something about the crew, cabin crew stuffs and all.
Okay, do we have any cabin crew aspirants here? Who
Thank you, sir.
were
Thank
looking
you,
forward
sir.
to become a
Upon
cabin
introduction.
crew?
I guess no, sir. No one will be for the cabin crew. Today is your day. You can go ahead. You can go ahead, sir.
If there are any, they can definitely shoot their questions to Shashank.
Yeah, I'll be.
And,
I've
should
already
we?
added a message on the group. I've already added a message on the
Acha,
group.
okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Anybody else has any other question, or should we wind it up here? I think everybody has slept.
May I?
Everybody is very
again?
much in.
Okay.
We're listening to each and every query. I really admire your patience, how patiently you are answering each and every query. Seriously.
Thank you
Very
so
nice.
much, ma'am. Thank you. I've been a teacher as well in my life. I've taught for like 3.5 years in a
Oh, lovely.
coaching class. Yeah, so my wife is a teacher, my sister is a teacher. So I come from that background. It's okay.
So that patients are in the blood.
Yeah.
So,
Some of my
Manisha,
students are pilots. They're flying as an airline captain now. Like whom I used to teach when they joined us when they were in class 5th. That's when they joined us, and now they're flying as a captain in Indigo, and one is in Air India. So
Manisha, I was just listening to your query. You said US and Canada is always have an upper hand as compared to India in the flying training. Any specific
the
reason
training
behind it?
standards. A lot of reasons, ma'am. A lot of reasons. I mean, they are one small instance I will try to share here. See, when you do flying, you have to be really, really confident because you have souls, not just the souls, the whole aircraft in your hand that's worth about 800 crores, and that's in your hand. Your one wrong judgment can shut down the basic whole of one complete airline. So when you have so much at stake, then you should be really confident when you're sitting on that seat. You can't be confused while you're making a decision. What I have heard of the flying from people from first officers whom I fly with, and from who have flown from different countries, and when they fly with us, we basically make a judgment. So one instance, I would, without saying anything negative about other countries, I will say one positive aspect of people who have flown from US. During my initial training, what we used to do, how we practice single engine on the single propeller aircraft that we used to have, they used to cut the engine, like the complete zero thrust. And with the zero thrust, they used to hand over the aircraft to us. Now you have to land this aircraft on a padded field. Okay. So basically from that height, everything looks okay. Now, like from that moment, first you have to fly the aircraft, then you have to make a call that where will you land, then you communicate to the ATC that, okay, we have got an engine failure, we have to declare the emergency, and thereafter you have to land. So while doing everything and flying the aircraft and communicating and making a call at such an early stage, I mean, it really, unless you're really, really confident about it, I mean, it really, you can't do it. Okay. So that confidence, how would you come unless you have practiced it? So the instructors out there used to make sure that they will make you do it. On my very first flight, it was my birthday when I did my first flight ever. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, I spoke to my instructor. His name is Michael Hunter. So I said, sir, I'm very fearful of spin. I've heard that, spinning is banned in flying. We should not be doing it. And plus I'm fearful of turbulence. So we will avoid, since it's my birthday, I request you not to take me over mountainous area because that's going to be more turbulent. He said, okay. So he gave me something to tie over my eyes. And after 10 minutes, I was flying at 14,000 feet, which was the ceiling, right over the mountains. And he did what I never wanted him to do, just to take that fear out of you. So this is one instance that I'm sharing you. And also when we were talking about the single engine failure used to come all the way to about, let's say 5 feet or 7 feet when they used to add the thrust, which is like almost on the ground. Like imagine an aircraft only 5 feet above you. So that low the aircraft used to come, and it used to be in your control. So basically you used to think that, boss, if you don't handle it nicely, you are going to be dead. So they will let you do everything with the aircraft. Even if you want to crash it, they will let you do it. Not to the extent of crashing it, but like to the moment just before the crashing point, before they will take over, unless they know, okay, like he
so
can't do
means
it.
the quality of training is 4 times better there.
Yeah, exactly. So once they let you do these kind of stuff on your own, you generate a hell lot of confidence. And thereafter, anybody gives you any emergency, you are like very, very confident about it. And you can say, okay, boss, stall is nothing, because you have practiced spins, which is like the, more severe stage of stall. And I doubt anybody who's flying in India, anybody would have done it. They won't let you. I mean, even instructors won't do it. I think it's banned either which ways. So in US, they have the courage to do it. And instructors, I must appreciate, the kind of training they provide. If you, like you are considering your daughter flying.
Yeah. Yes, please.
You must. Yeah, I insist send her abroad. Yeah, I will not recommend any flying school. What happens is, if I recommend you a flying school, definitely there's some connection between me and the flying school. If let's say I say, okay, send her to X flying school, then X flying school is going to give me 10% of the fee to me just for referring your child to that flying school. That money, I don't deserve it. Why, so just seek the information for everybody who will try to help you, basically trying to make money out of you. Just go directly, approach them, and that's it.
And then continuing the job there or coming back to India? Which is a better option?
See, keep applying in India. If you have a job out there, definitely keep working there. But if there's an opportunity, vacancies don't come up every day. They will come like twice in a year, thrice in a year at the max. So whenever there's a vacancy which has come up, come back here and just apply for the interview, and then again go back. Continue working there. Yeah, the working conditions, everything is quite good. I would recommend you. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Yodin Bali, thank you so much for such a lovely compliment. Virat Kohli, I look like, a lot of people tell me that I look like.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much.
Sorry to interrupt again.
No, Priyanshu, tell me.
I guess you might be familiar with my voice by now.
Yeah, I am now.
Yeah, so I would like to ask, like, what was your worst experience in your career? Like, you were literally scared a lot.
It was a flight right before my private pilot license. I went for a cross country, came back, and I only had like 8 more minutes which I had to complete before going for my pilot PPL license check ride. So which was supposed to happen the next day. So I had to complete those number of hours. I went for the cross country, came back. So 8 minutes were left. So I thought, okay, let me do another circuit and then I will chalks on. So for the last circuit, I was doing a touch and go. On that touch and go, one of the brake pads, because of the excess heat generated in one of the tires, they were like the braking, one of the brakes, the left pedal, I think they were like how should I put it across, like basically the brakes froze, like the tire froze there, and it skidded off the runway. It tried to skid off the runway. So immediately I had to cut off the power and stop the aircraft on the runway, declare the emergency, call the ambulance. And the worst part was that next day was my check ride for the private pilot. And I was in deep dilemma what to do. I mean, like, I'm calling emergency services here, and next day I have to go for the check ride. Like, my confidence was so much shaken. I just can't tell you. And top of that, I was barely managing all this, like barely managing to survive in US with the kind of finances I had those days. I couldn't even tell all this back home. I was in US that this has happened to me, and I knew they all would have cried had I told them. So you were crying all night, and next day was your private pilot check ride. So I didn't want to fail it, because failing that would mean additional 1 lakh rupees for the another check, right? So I was not in a condition to bear that. So yeah, that's one thing I remember, and that was a very bad phase of life. But it's okay, you get over it.
So is PPL
Major
compulsory?
challenges, Yana. This is one of the major challenges I'm talking about right now.
Is
Keep
PPL
your mics
necessary?
off.
Is
CPL?
PPL a prerequisite for CPL?
Yeah. Private pilot is a prerequisite. It's a license you need to have for your CPL. So this is one of the stage which you undergo before you go for your CPL.
Okay, no, I was like till date. I
Excuse
just
me,
have
sir.
to.
Abhinav here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you go first.
Yeah, I was like, we just need to have SPL and then we can directly head for CPL.
In India, maybe yes, but not in US. US, you have to have your PPL, and thereafter, if you have your PPL, only then you can do a certain, like the cross countries and all that you do on your private pilot. Like maybe the kind of
Sir,
they have like
I have
different.
I
Somebody
have
wants
one
to
doubt.
give an input. Yes.
Yes. Sir, I have one doubt regarding this topic only, sir. Sir, in India, sir, we can directly go from SPL to CPL. But some
CPL,
cadets,
yes.
sir, yes, sir. But some cadets prefer that they have a PPL license also, and they also were telling that they exercise certain privileges after some years, sir. So, what are the privileges, sir? The PPL guy have additional PPL license.
PPL, you
with
can't
respect to
fly
CPL, sir.
passengers basically. Commercial guy, CPL holder can fly passengers. Private pilot, like I think Mr. Tata, who's the first PPL holder in India, used to fly his own aircraft because he was a PPL. I don't know whether he was a CPL also, but he used to fly his own aircraft on his PPL license with his using his privileges of his PPL license. But he cannot do a commercial flying for like he cannot take money for flying somebody on his flight.
Sir, suppose I have CPL, sir, then I can also use my PPL rights also. Yeah, I have to use my CPL license only. I'm asking these questions.
Can you
I have,
come
sir,
again, please?
Sir, I have CPL license, suppose, sir, and I also have my PPL license. Sir, so what other benefits I will get, sir, with other
So the higher
fellow
license
pilots?
is CPL. So the higher license is CPL, and definitely you use your CPL license over your PPL because you can fly commercially. You have all the privileges of PPL plus additional you can fly commercially as well. So you can get hired by an airline, fly passengers from A to B, and get paid for it. As a PPL, you can't get paid for it. You can fly your
But
own
still,
aircraft because in
sir,
US, what
many-
happens? A lot of people like they have to go from one place to another. They were PPL holders. They used to simply book an aircraft. It's very cheap out there, and just rent out an aircraft, fly from one airport to another, drop the aircraft there, and that's it. And they used to go have their vacation, and with the same aircraft they used to come back. So using their private pilots.
Sir, can I do this with my CPL license, not having PPL license?
Yeah, CPL license is a higher is
No,
a
sir,
higher
my doubt
rating,
is
higher
that,
PPL. Yes, you can.
Sir, my doubt is that many students here, many students here don't take PPL license, sir, that for some paperwork issue, whatever. But some of the pilots, trainee pilots, would like to have PPL license as well as CPL license. So that my question is that what are the additional benefits they are getting, sir? Suppose a pilot is having both CPL and PPL license, and one pilot is only having CPL license. That's my question, sir.
I told you, you can fly commercially. Like PPL, if I am a PPL holder, I cannot charge money. If I'm a CPL holder, I can charge money to fly you. That's the only difference.
But two pilots both are CPL holder, but one is only having a license of CPL and one is having both PPL and CPL license, sir.
If you have CPL, PPL doesn't matter. Your higher rating would matter. Like after my CPL, I got my ATPL. So now what matters is ATPL, not the CPL anymore. So I will definitely use my ATPL. My CPL is no more valid.
Okay.
So your PPL is no more valid if you have your CPL. So that doesn't matter. Higher rating counts. Yes, Ivashka, you're right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
You're welcome. Yes,
Excuse
go
me,
ahead.
sir.
Who is it? Yeah, please tell me your name.
Sir, Karthik Raj here. Sir, I
Yes, sir.
recently passed my class 11th and I am now in class 12. So, sir, I want to go for CPL right after my class 12. So, sir, may you please suggest which, after how much months or in which month should I go for my class 2 medicals?
Okay, if I hear you right, you've done your class 12th now?
No, sir. I recently passed my class 11th, and I am now currently in class 12th, and I'll be completing it by the April next year.
April next year, no? Go for it
Yeah,
about right before your exams, like after your pre-boards, go for your class 2. After
Okay.
Somewhere between December and January, go for your class 2, and soon after you appear for your exams, go for your class 1.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir.
No
Hi,
And
sir.
so,
Go ahead.
good.
Somebody said hi. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sir, for a pilot flying cargo, are the training requisites different than a pilot flying a passenger jet?
Cargo airplanes could also be jet aircrafts. Like I'm also flying cargo. I'm also flying passenger. So the
Okay, so you can
requisite
fly
is the
both, is
same.
it? Okay.
Yeah, you can fly both. There's no problem. I'm rated on cargo also.
Got it.
And
Sir,
so
do
after
we
12,
require a computer? Please go ahead.
Can you, if you don't mind, guys, can you put your cameras on? At least I know who's talking because I'm not familiar. Whosoever has a question, please put the cameras also on. Just a request. It's not mandatory. If you don't feel like it's okay. Yeah, continue, please. Anybody else? Any question?
So I wanted to say something like after 12, students are looking for pilot training and all, right? So what Shashank is doing, that he is earning an flying school academy, where you can develop your communication skills, soft skills, and personality development, such things before you go. So that's a good thing. Before you go, you can do that thing. So for more details, I think Shashank could help you guys out.
I have already shared the
better if you
details on
develop
the
other
group
skills
only,
before you
on
go.
the same group. I have already shared the
Yeah, yeah.
link.
Yeah, as we know that many students are lagging behind these things like English communications and all. That's what.
It's not audible.
Hardly audible.
It's not audible.
Yeah. Can I come again?
Yeah, like we know that many students are lagging behind these English communication skills and all. So who is like willing to join them? It would be better for them to, clear all these things at the beginning itself. Especially when you're going to foreign countries, you guys have these proficiency tests and all.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other question you may have? Should we end the session?